Hey everyone, I would like to speak briefly about bypassing. So there's always not always, but I suppose there is always, but there is a choice that emerges around if something comes up and there is the possibility or the ability to bypass it rather than to fight it. Okay, so I know I've talked a long time ago about fighting, that the act of rebellion is actually keeping you attached to the thing that it is you're fighting with or fighting for. So even the act of fighting or the act of rebellion, traditionally we think of rebellion as freedom. So people would assume that if they're rebelling against something or they're in a rebellion, that they're looking for freedom. When in actual fact, they're looking to remain attached to that which they are fighting with or for. So, in terms of bypassing requires a quietening of the ego. It requires no activity from the ego at all. And it requires the benefit of bypassing is that there isn't an attachment to something. Therefore, if you fight it or fight for it or fight with it, you're always continuously attached to the thing that you're actually annoyed at. So, what if there's another way to bypass it? So, what are the benefits of bypassing? Bypassing something or something or someone in turn allows you to become free of it, number one, and number two, it is a way of getting to a place where you are meant to be, possibly, which is different to where you are or where you were in that moment. So it is a way of movement. It is an indicator, so it's like a guide in another way. So there's many different ways to look at it. It just depends on whether that situation requires bypassing or whether it requires addressing. So we call it addressing. So think about the benefits. So what are the benefits of addressing this? What are the benefits of bypassing this? So if somebody is exhibiting a certain type of behavior or something that you don't like, or encroaching on your space, are the benefits greater to bypassing it, or are the benefits greater to addressing it? That is the question. And bypassing does require a huge amount of acceptance in the way of allowing the universe to, I suppose, gift you with a message, or acceptance around the way things aren't meant to be. So maybe it's somebody showing you that it's not meant to be this way. This is why this fight is occurring, or this it's not an attachment difficulty, but it is a opportunity and possibility to let go of something. So there are many different ways to look at it. There's many different ways to look at bypassing a situation or a person or an event or a problem, and really looking at whether it is your responsibility or not to actually be addressing. So there's many questions around, should I address it? Addressing any situation should go through a number of factors, like what are the benefits? Is this my responsibility? What is the contribution? What is the possible outcome? What is the contribution, right, to me and to everybody else? So what I wanted to highlight today was that sometimes bypassing a situation moves you by the tailwind in the direction that you're actually meant to go. So sometimes it's okay to bypass rather than to address. Every situation is different, obviously. Also, there's the question of, do I want to remain in this space? And if you do, addressing is obviously a more direct approach. Bypassing on the other side, as I said, with bypassing, you're using the tailwind of somebody else's choice to move you towards, or to move you further away from that which you shouldn't be involved with or in. So just some food for thought around bypassing and the opportunities, possibilities, and value around bypassing. Okay, thanks guys.